Hi, this is Stephen Beschloss with America, America.
And I'm Mark Jacob with the Stop the Presses newsletter.
And this is On Target. This week, we're going to focus on a story from Reuters. Others covered it, but they just did a very good, solid discussion of what's happened in the last days. Donald Trump, two executive orders targeting two top law firms, Perkins Coie and Covington Burling, both of which have important clients who have been determined by Donald Trump represent political opposition and a danger to the country, including Perkins Coie representing Hillary Clinton and her campaign, Covington Burling representing Jack Smith, special counsel. And, the actions are to end security clearances, to restrict access to federal buildings, to seek to end any federal contracts of these firms. They're seeking to, in essence, starve them from the government contracts that many of not only these two firms but many others rely on. I'll stop there. There's a lot to say. Mark, why don't you just
Yeah,
jump in?
well, and they're also trying to scare other law firms into not representing people who oppose the Trump administration.
Yeah,
So not only are they like on this tear of violating the law, and really what's going on right now in a lot of quarters is them doing things they know are illegal, but they're just waiting to get sued, and they think they'll get away with it because they'll be too far down the road by the time there's a court ruling. And so while they have this, they're being illegal, they want to make sure they don't get any much legal pushback, and I think they're trying to make it so that the resistance doesn't have quality lawyers,
right.
or that they're trying to overwhelm the system, because we know Congress isn't doing anything, and the courts really are at this point our best hope, and I think they're trying to undermine those.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is about freedom of speech. This is about denying due process. They're trying to speed up the denial of these clearances. And, look, if you can take these firms, I mean, Perkins Coie has clients like Microsoft and Grumman and Northrop Grumman and I think who was the third one. Well, another important
Mhm.
firm another important company that they represent. And the point is that other potential clients are going to be increasingly worried that these firms can actually fairly accurately represent them. And Perkins Coie, I mean, seeking a firm to represent them in the litigation against Trump and the regime. Well, it took them a number of tries of top law firms to find Williams and Covington, which is a firm, Williams and Connolly, sorry,
Mhm.
which was another firm that has the courage, frankly, to be able to take on this case with top litigators. But the climate that they're creating, and this is the thing. This is about suppressing speech and using the weapon of the Justice Department and the executive branch to discourage law firms now from taking on clients who might in some ways represent the opposition to Trump.
In our society, it might be tough to get people to be sympathetic to lawyers, although they should in these cases. But Stephen, this is a much more widespread assault on our institutions. I
Yeah,
mean, you're seeing the same thing with where they're harassing universities. You're seeing the same thing where they're harassing the news media. The long term established institutions that have helped make our country strong, they're trying to undermine. I mean,
right.
they are just they're burrowing in, and they're trying to weaken and destroy them and make them submit. And that's, that's what fascists do. That's part
Yeah,
of it's part of the playbook, and that's what they're following.
yeah, let's be clear. Mark Elias, who the voting and election sort of rights attorney, who used to work at Perkins Coie, and he said yesterday specifically about this. Who installed a system of justice like this? The Nazis, right? They set up a system where the German legal code said that lawyers who advocated for the state were the ones who were in the right. Lawyers who tried to serve their clients were committing crimes.
Right, and you hear members of the Justice Department today saying that we're Donald Trump's lawyers,
Yeah.
which really crosses a line because everyone who believes in democracy knows that the Justice Department lawyers aren't supposed to be the president's lawyers; they're supposed to be the people's lawyers. And I mean, this is an alarming assault, and we got to push back.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it does fall, after, within the same set of days after Mahmoud Khalil being detained, arrested, transferred to Louisiana from New York, now likely to be deported because he participated in the protests, the Israel-Gaza war, and this is all part and parcel of this effort to suppress speech, and this is a moment. I mean, every law firm, let's just start there, should have, banded together and say that, we support our friends and colleagues at these law firms. Well, they found one that did, but it seems to be a struggle. So, we're seeing this lack of courage right now, and this is the thing that I hope it motivates people to think about, what they can do, whether it's demonstrating, whether it's signing petitions, whether it's participating in some kind of national strikes or other efforts in the
Right.
weeks and months ahead. But I think this is where we're going right now.
Right. This is a test of how much you love our democracy. Now you need to be on the street. You need to be calling your congressman. You need to be donating to organizations that are fighting against tyranny because that's what we're facing right now.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I guess we'll have more to say in another week.
yeah, it won't get much better, but we'll keep fighting.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.